Want to speak real Bulgarian from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at BulgarianPod101.com.
Want to finally learn Bulgarian the fast, fun, and easy way? In this video, I'll show you the top 10 ways to get started. So let's begin. Number 1. Take your very first lesson. Access any audio or video lesson on BulgarianPod101.com and just press the play button to get started. Don't have an account? Don't worry. Just go to the sign-up page to create an account. It takes less than 30 seconds, and it's free. We have thousands of audio and video lessons covering a variety of topics like grammar, pronunciation, listening, and reading. Just click on the play button on any lesson and start learning. Number 2. Read along with the lesson. You can read along with the lesson notes or lesson transcript. These come with every lesson. The lesson notes provide you with the dialogue for the scene taught in the lesson, along with translations, a more in-depth explanation of the grammar and culture, and even vocab and sample sentences. The lesson transcript is the full word-for-word transcript of everything you hear in the lesson. And the dialogue study tool provides you with the audio for the lesson dialogue, along with the translations. Number 3. Shadowing. Shadowing is a tested learning technique where you repeat what you hear. This is a great way to start speaking in minutes and practice speaking in general. If you're listening along with the lesson audio or dialogue, be sure to shadow along the way. Number 4. Use the dialogue study tool to master the conversation. Here, you get the line-by-line breakdown of the conversation demonstrated in the lesson. Listen and repeat until you've mastered each line. Do this until you've mastered the entire conversation. Number 5. Use the voice recorder to perfect your pronunciation and speaking. In the dialogue study tool, you'll find a microphone icon next to each line. Click on it to record your voice. Then, compare it with the native speakers. Listen and adjust your pronunciation until you match that of the native speaker. Number 6. Review vocab with the lesson vocabulary list. Vocabulary words are the building blocks of language. You can save vocab words taught in each lesson by clicking on Add to Word Bank. Want to drill the words with smart flashcards instead? Just click on Add to Flashcard Deck to do so. Number 7. Listen to the review track. If you've studied an audio lesson before, just listen to the review track so that you don't have to listen through the entire lesson again. This is a great way to reinforce the material that you've learned, and it's great to have on the go. Just access any audio lesson and click on the download icon. Then click Review to download the review track. Number 8. Review with quizzes after the lesson. Once you're confident enough with the material taught in the lesson, be sure to take the quiz to test your newfound knowledge. Take the review questions and answer true or false for each one. Or take the writing questions and input your answer. Remember to check the answers by clicking on the Check Answers button. Number 9. Participate and leave a comment. The best way to master what you've learned is to use it. Join the community of learners by leaving a comment below at the end of every lesson. Our dedicated teachers will check your responses to correct you on any mistakes or provide you with helpful study tips and advice. And finally, number 10. Move on to the next lesson. Done with a lesson? Mark the lesson as complete. You can see your overall learning progress on your dashboard. If you particularly enjoyed the lesson, mark the lesson as Favorite so that you can come back to it later at any time. Click on the forward arrow to move on to the next lesson and continue learning. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share it with anyone who's trying to learn Bulgarian, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. Remember, you can sign up to BulgarianPod101.com by clicking on the link in the description. Sign up takes less than 30 seconds, and it's free. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Welcome to BulgarianPod101.com's Български в 3 минути, the fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Bulgarian. Здрасти, аз се казвам Ива. Приятно ми е. Hi, I'm Eva. Nice to meet you. In this series, we're going to learn basic Bulgarian expressions. It's super easy and it only takes 3 minutes. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to introduce yourself in Bulgarian. But first, it's important to clarify that in Bulgarian, there is a difference between the formal and the informal language. Let's first see how Bulgarian people introduce themselves in an informal situation. Здрасти, аз се казвам Ива. Приятно ми е да се запознаем. Hi, I'm Eva. Nice to meet you. Здрасти, аз се казвам Ива. Приятно ми е да се запознаем. Start by saying Здрасти, аз се казвам. Then say your name. Здрасти, аз се казвам Ива. Finally say Приятно ми е да се запознаем. Здрасти, аз се казвам Ива. Приятно ми е да се запознаем. And now let's see the same sentence in formal speech. Здравейте, аз се казвам Ива Георгиева. Приятно ми е да се запознаем. Hello, I'm Eva Georgieva. Nice to meet you. Здравейте, аз се казвам Ива Георгиева. Приятно ми е да се запознаем. So, what has changed from the previous introduction? Let's take a close look at these together. Здрасти has been substituted with the formal greeting Здравейте, formal Bulgarian for hello. Аз се казвам Ива has not been changed. Аз се казвам stands in both cases for I am or my name is. However, during a formal self-introduction, we also say our last name. So I said Eva Georgieva. Here, you would say your full name. Finally, the ending remains the same. Приятно ми е да се запознаем. It is a universal Bulgarian greeting, meaning nice to meet you. One more time. The informal way to introduce yourself in Bulgarian is Здрасти, аз се казвам Ива. Приятно ми е да се запознаем. The formal way to introduce yourself is Здравейте, аз се казвам Ива Георгиева. Приятно ми е да се запознаем. Now it's time for Eva's insights. When you introduce yourself, it's a good habit to shake hands in Bulgaria. And if you're not sure whether to use Здрасти or Здравейте, just say simply Добър ден, which means hello and is used during the daytime.
Hi everyone, I'm Gabriella. How are your Bulgarian listening skills? In this video, you'll have a chance to test them out with a quiz. First, you'll see an image and hear a question. Next comes a short dialogue. Listen carefully and see if you can answer correctly. We'll show you the answer at the end. Are you ready?
Учител и ученик разговарят. Кога ще отиде ученика в кабинета на учителя? Наистина не разбрах съвсем всичко в клас днес.
Няма проблем. Имаш ли някакви въпроси?
Да, имам доста. Имате ли време сега?
В момента съм малко зает. Моля, ела в кабинета ми след обед. Аз ще бъда там от 1 до 4 часа.
Добре, ще бъда там в 2 часа. Кога ще отиде ученика в кабинета на учителя? Учител и ученик разговарят. Кога ще отиде ученика в кабинета на учителя? Наистина не разбрах съвсем всичко в клас днес.
Няма проблем. Имаш ли някакви въпроси?
Да, имам доста. Имате ли време сега?
В момента съм малко зает. Моля, ела в кабинета ми след обед. Аз ще бъда там от 1 до 4 часа.
Добре, ще бъда там в 2 часа.
Did you get it right? I hope you learned something from this quiz. Let us know if you have any questions. See you next time.
In this lesson, we are going to learn numbers in Bulgarian. Yes, numbers. Числата. From 1 to 10. And you're going to learn them in only 3 minutes. 3 минути. Are you ready? Let's start. Едно. Две. Три. 3 4 4 5 5 6 6 7 7 8 8 9 9 10 10 Okay, now repeat after me. I will say the numbers and give you time to repeat each one. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 Great job! What is before edno? Do you know? It's similar to one of the versions of zero in English, but with a different pronunciation. Nua. Nua. You don't have any more excuses. You can give your friends your phone number in Bulgarian. Let's try it together. We'll use the phrase Moят номер е, which means my number is. Моят номер е. Моят номер е 037 122 4968. Can you read it by yourself? 037 122 4968. Perfect! Now it's time for Eva's insights. When we go to the bank in Bulgaria, we sometimes have to stand in line with a number. When it's your turn to go to the window, they call out номер едно, номер две, and so on. Learn your numbers well so you can be ready.
You are at a bus terminal where you're attempting to buy a ticket from a ticket counter. There are 4 different counters. Which counter should you line up at to go to the south side of the city? Which counter should you line up at to go to the south side of the city? The third counter is the counter for bus tickets that go to the south side of the city.
За южната част на града.
You are at a bus terminal where you've just bought a long-distance ticket. Which row and seat number are you in? Which row and seat number are you in? The ticket says that you're in the 8th row in seat C.
8 ред, място С.
You are at a bus terminal where you're reading the schedule for long-distance buses. On which days are there no buses running? On which days are there no buses running? There are no express trains running on public holidays and the third Sunday of every month.
Официални празници. Третата неделя на всеки месец.
You are at a bus stop where you're waiting for the 301 bus. There is a notice posted on the bus timetable. What does the notice say? What does the notice say? The notice reads, "The 301 bus does not stop here."
Автобус 301 не спира тук.
You just got off a bus at a bus terminal and you're looking to catch a taxi. Which direction should you go to get to the taxi rank? Which direction should you go to get to the taxi rank? You should head east to get to the taxi rank.
Изток.
In this lesson, we'll learn some of the most common greetings used in Bulgaria. Готови ли сте? Are you ready? Да започваме! So let's start. The most used informal greeting is Zdrasti. Zdrasti. Zdrasti means hi or hello. We should only use this greeting with friends or relatives. There is one more word which is an informal way to say hello. Здравей. It has the same meaning as Zdrasti and is used when we speak only with one person. Здравей. And now let's continue with the formal way to greet people. The most general version is Добър ден. Добър ден. Literally, Добър ден means good day. So as a rule, we can use Добър ден only during the daytime, from morning until evening. During the evening, we say Добър вечер. Добър вечер. Вечер is Bulgarian for evening, so Добър вечер means good evening. During the morning, we say Добро утро. Добро утро. Утро is Bulgarian for morning. Добро утро, Добър ден, and Добър вечер are used when we meet someone, but when we leave, we use another word. In this formal situation, Bulgarian people use довиждане. Довиждане. Довиждане means goodbye. Finally, in Bulgarian, we have an expression meaning see you soon that can be considered both formal and informal. До скоро. До скоро. Now you can greet people in many different ways in Bulgarian. Let's review them all again. When meeting in an informal situation, Zdrasti or Zdravей for one person. When meeting older people or someone we don't know in the different times of the day, Добро утро, Добър ден, Добър вечер. When living in a formal situation, Довиждане. When living, no matter whether it is a formal or informal situation, do skoro. It's easy, isn't it? Now it's time for Eva's insights. Remember merci from the last lesson. Bulgarian uses a lot of words borrowed from other languages, and we also have one for goodbye. Ciao! Just like Italian, this is actually the phrase you will hear the most in Bulgaria. Friends often say it to each other when leaving. Try to say it to your Bulgarian friends. Ciao!
How are your Bulgarian listening skills? First, you'll see an image and hear a question. Next comes a short dialogue. Listen carefully and see if you can answer correctly. We'll show you the answer at the end. Are you ready?
Мъж и жена разглеждат меню в ресторант. Какво ще поръча мъжът?
Какво ще си поръчаш?
Пицата изглежда вкусно. Мисля, че ще мина с нея.
Аз ядох пица вчера, така че...
Добре тогава. Какво ще кажеш за хамбургер?
Звучи добре. Ще го взема.
Какво ще поръча мъжът? Мъж и жена разглеждат меню в ресторант. Какво ще поръча мъжът?
Какво ще си поръчаш?
Пицата изглежда вкусно. Мисля, че ще мина с нея.
Аз ядох пица вчера, така че...
Добре тогава. Какво ще кажеш за хамбургер?
Звучи добре. Ще го взема.
Did you get it right? I hope you learned something from this quiz. Let us know if you have any questions. See you next time.